Hey, what's going on, CoinUp TV subscribers? Robert Welken here. In this video, I want to give my top 10 dislikes of my first week experience with the Pixel 11 Pro Fold. Now, I'm not a hater. I'm starting to appreciate it and like it. I'm new to the Android family. I'm new to the Pixel family as a long-time Apple iPhone user for over 10 years. I was very resistant to jump ship to Android, but 2026, here I am. I'm gonna send my old iPhone 15 Pro back, and I'm gonna hold on to the Pixel 11 Pro Fold for as long as I can and see how things go. But I just thought it'd be kind of fun as somebody coming from iPhone to give his thoughts on what things I like and dislike. So this will be kind of like the dislikes, and then I'll make like a top 10 likes video also to put up maybe tomorrow or sometime this week. So make sure you check that out. Let me preface this by saying some of these things maybe you can change in the settings that I haven't found. Maybe there's some tips and tricks that I haven't seen yet. Maybe some of the stuff will change in software updates. I've had this phone since Saturday. It's been like 4 or 5 days, kind of rocking with it. It hasn't even really been a full week, so forgive me. Maybe something will change with some of my likes and dislikes. But here we go. I made a list. It's over here on my TV. I'm gonna kind of reference it. So top 10 dislikes of my Pixel 11 Pro Fold, coming from a hardcore, long-time iPhone user. So number 10, some apps are kind of funky. And I would say the one that's the most funky, oddly enough, is YouTube. YouTube has frozen on me. It said have crashed when I've done multi-screen stuff. An overlay has kind of popped up and interrupted the video, and I had to like force quit it. And I just keep thinking to myself, this is so strange because this is a Google product on a Google phone with YouTube. Why is that? Some of the other apps that have kind of frozen up or acted very funky on me, I'm like, okay, I'll live with that for now. Hopefully OS updates will improve upon that. Okay, number 9. This one is strange. Maybe I should even put this one a little higher than number 9 because it's actually starting to really bug me. But copy and paste just seems very slow. If I want to grab some text from something and I copy it, that seems to be fine. But when it comes to the paste on an iPhone, when you want to paste something and you tap with your finger, you just get like a little quick tap and then that little paste icon will show up and you can paste pretty quickly. I feel like on my Pixel 11, and maybe these are other Pixels, I have to like hold it down for a few seconds before, it's not a few seconds, a few beats before that little paste option comes up. If you know in the comments below a faster way to get to that, let me know, because that sort of bugs me, the speed there. I need to get my copy and pasting a little faster. Maybe there's a way that I don't know about that's a little faster. Okay, number 8. This is probably just more in my mind mentally, but I don't know. The buttons all being on one side of the phone is still something that's getting hard to wrap my head around. And there's a couple of things here that I'll bring up with the buttons all being on one side. When I walk, I have my Bluetooth headphones on, and my phone is in my pocket, and to reach the volume rocker, I used to be able to get to it easily with my iPhone, with the volume on the other side, but now everything is on the one side there, and it's kind of difficult to get to that. And there's another thing I'll sort of bring up in a second. Number 7, the change in the brightness is on the fly is slow. It seems to take 2 swipes to get to, bringing it down. I did leave a comment on somebody's YouTube video and they said to use the 2 fingers, and that does work. You can get to the brightness there. But for me, it's just natural to just do 1 finger swiping. Like, I don't know if I'm multitasking or doing something, having to think about 2 fingers. I have seen a video from a YouTuber I watched, Shane. He was talking about how that interface is going to change a little bit and you can move the brightness down. So maybe by the time you see this video, that will change in the quick reference icons in there. So, so I put the changing the brightness on my list at number 7. Number 6, receiving two-step authentication or one-time passwords via text is really funky and doesn't seem to work properly for me. On the iPhone, if I'm trying to log into a bank or something, an app that requires two-step authentication, one-time passcode that's gonna come as a text, as soon as I got that text in, a little message will pop up on the app that I'm still in on my screen, and I could just tap that or tap the numbers below the screen to automatically copy and paste that code in there, and I can just move ahead. Now, I have seen sometimes this seems to happen on the Pixel 11, but not all the time. It doesn't seem to be automatic. It doesn't seem to be organic, where it just kind of works all the time. So what is the story? Is there a setting? Is there some sort of OTP setting that I need to like mess with to get my codes to copy and paste in there correctly? Because right now I find myself just kind of swiping back to my texts or opening up, two apps at once, my messages and the app that I'm there, and typing it in, visually looking at that. That's really not the way to do it. Okay, so number 5, taking screenshots is slow and tricky, and this also references having all the buttons on one side of the phone. So with the iPhone, when you want to take a screenshot, you can press the volume and the lock, boom, one hand. I can do it with either hand, left or right, boom, boom. I can do 2 hands if I want, good to go. You can't do that with a Pixel because all the buttons are on one side of the phone. So you have to somehow move your fingers around to get in there, or clutch from the back, or around or something for a screenshot. What I've been doing is basically doing what I think is kind of an even slower way, is just slide up a little bit to, I don't know what that's called when you see the app, or, it's a little smaller, and then there's a little button you can tap for take screenshot. That's kind of what I've been doing. I have a feeling there's got to be a better way to take screenshots, quick screenshots. I have been trying to use my voice and say the command, hey, G, let's take a screenshot. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, which is another point I'll bring up here coming up. But number 4, bubbles. Who's big on bubbles? What am I missing on bubbles? As an iPhone person, I don't see how bubbles is a great feature. Maybe it's cool that it exists on the Pixel 11, but I don't know. The being able to see a third app quickly at a glance and then minimize it and have it in the corner. So far, I'm not really seeing the best use cases for the bubbles. If you're team bubble, let me know. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, what I need to use the bubbles for. Okay, number 3, this is kind of like a pro and a con. Quick Share is a pro and a con. Quick Share, being able to airdrop on an iPhone to an iPhone, or iPhone to a computer, or vice versa. That was a big hang up that Android didn't have for years and years. Now we've got Quick Share, which is great. That's kind of the tipping point why I was like, all right, I'm gonna jump ship to Android. The con here is that, coming from an iPhone background, when you airdrop, it's fast. It's pretty quickly. If I shoot a 10-minute video and I want to airdrop, it usually takes 2 minutes or something. But unfortunately, because Android and Pixel using Quick Share, which is not airdrop, but sort of is airdrop or getting into the signal, it's slower. The speed is slower. So that's the con here. So forgive me, I'm not hating on Quick Share. I just wish it was faster. I wish it was twice as fast or closer to the speeds of airdrop. Number 2, Siri versus Google saying, hey, G. I'm having some concerns. I feel like with Siri, I can whisper. I can bring my voice down and I can whisper, hey, Siri. And my phone will hear it from across the room. Sometimes when I'm in the shower, I will call out something to play music, or change a song, or answer a phone call, or hang up a phone call. It'll respond. But on the Pixel, Something's up, and you tell me again. These are my plea for help here with these with this video. Is you tell me, but I feel like I have to be on top of my phone, yelling, "Hey, Google," right to my phone before it hears me. And if my phone is on a table 2 or 3 feet away, it's a lost cause. I'm like shouting. I need a megaphone to reach it there. Is that a thing? Should I be able to use voice activation stuff? Is there something in the settings that I'm missing out on? Let me know. Give me the feedback. And number one, you kind of knew this was coming. HiLight is a complete waste. I never leave my phone face down on a table. The idea, I guess, is you put it face down to ignore alerts, but then you do have the little light that will pop up for some of your favorites. Or if you're speaking with Gemini AI, it'll glow or blink or something. I don't see the use for this at all. And I'm not quite sure why it's there or who decided on that. It's possible that in the future, with some updates, maybe HiLight becomes a useful thing, but right out of the gate, it is not useful at all. And that's the number one thing. And I have a feeling that like most people who have the Pixel 11 will agree that HiLight as a hardware function is not a highlight of the phone. Okay, so there it is. Top 10 dislikes of the Pixel 11 Pro Fold from an iPhone user. Again, I'm gonna make a video with my top 10 favorite things, or the favorite things that I like about the new phone. So make sure you check that out as well. For CoinApp TV, we'll see you next time.